everyone, it is so good to have you here with me today virtually. I'm really excited to guide you through just a slow and stretchy flow. So we're not going to be here for long. This is just going to be one that we can turn on in our lunch break, get away from our desk, just have a minute for ourselves to reset and connect. So if you would like to join me on your mats, bring with you whatever you would like. We're going to start laying on our backs. So slowly bringing yourself all the way down towards the floor and drawing the knees in towards the chest. And we're just going to start by taking a few circles around to the left, just massaging gently into the lower back, releasing any points of tension you might discover along the way. Feel free to pause at any point if you find somewhere that needs a little bit of extra attention. And starting to take your circles the other way, take an inhale to reverse the movement. And exhale as you draw the knees back in towards the tummy. A couple more just like this. I'm finding some nice spots in my upper glutes to just take a little extra moment in. And exhale, nice everyone. Okay, keeping the right knee towards the chest, lengthen the left leg towards the bottom of the mat. Shuffle the hips over towards the right and start to release the right arm into a cactus shape. Dropping the right knee, find your supine twist. Might be some crackles and pops of the spine as we arrive here. I always get a nice little crack as I find my first rotation of the day. And as you exhale, think about closing the space between the knee and the floor and the right shoulder and the floor. Lengthening through the left side of the neck here, the chin drops towards the right shoulder, and the eyes can flutter close if that feels comfortable. Breathing, inhale. And letting it go, exhale. Coming back up through center on an inhale. Keep the right knee bent in towards the chest. We're going to find a half happy baby. So the left hand is going to ground through the left hip. The right fingers can find the right toe or the outside of the foot, or maybe along the calf if that feels more comfortable. If you would like to come out of that left hip a bit, just bend into the left knee and ground through the sole of the foot. Breathing for an inhale, lengthen through the spine. Think about lowering the tailbone down towards the earth. And as you exhale, keep a flexion through the right foot. Draw the right knee in towards the right armpit. Exhale. Beautiful, everyone. Okay, we're all going to plant the left foot towards the ground, cross the right ankle over the thigh, and just start to open that right knee away from the body. Find a nice stretch into the right hip, some external rotation. And if you would like to take this into a different place, you can interlace the hands behind the left thigh or even behind the left shin and calf. And slowly start to draw the left knee in towards the midline. But keep that activation into the right glute, thinking about sending the right knee away from the body. Take a full breath, inhale. And exhale. Nice, everyone. Drawing both knees back in towards the chest, give yourself a big squeeze, maybe this time separating the thighs away from each other. Take a few circles of the legs in opposite directions, and then a few the other way. Okay, keeping the left knee with you to this time, release the right leg away. Shift the hips to the left, cactus the left arm, and finding your supine twist to the other side. I always find this side a little bit more challenging. My left knee definitely floats away from the ground a bit higher than my right, so feel free if you have a cushion or a block or anything to fill the space underneath the knee to make it more comfortable for you, feel free to do so. Deepening the breath into the left side of the waist. And find a release as you exhale. Maybe this helps to just drop the knee a little closer towards the earth, deepening the spinal rotation. And exhale. Okay, coming back to your backs. Bring the left knee with you. Find your half happy baby. And as you exhale, right hand is just going to remind the right hip to stay planted towards the earth. Choosing your variation here, maybe you bent into the right knee, maybe you kept the leg long. Okay, let's all bend into the right knee now, ground through the sole of the foot. Find your figure 4 across the right thigh. Gently press the left knee away, find that activation. And if you want a little bit more, starting to peel the right foot away, find your interlace or your bind behind the thigh or behind the shin. But try not to let the left knee drop in towards the left shoulder. You want to keep actively pressing it outwards and just see where that changes the sensation, moves the sensation in your body. Sending the breath through the pathways of any tension. And exhale. Beautiful, everyone. Final breath here. And release the feet down towards the ground. Exhale, nice. Arms alongside the spine. Start to peel the tailbone, vertebra by vertebra, really nice and slow. All the way from the lower spine to the mid-spine, to the upper spine and the shoulders away from the ground. So there might be a gentle engagement of the glutes here, but at the same time, think about pulling the lower ribs towards the hip points. If there's space, you can shuffle the shoulders together, find an interlace of the hands underneath the lower back, and press the pinkies down in towards the ground. Keep engaging through the heels, the outer edges of the feet, the pinky toe and the big toe. And breathing into the backs of the hamstrings, finding your bridge. Breathe for an inhale. And exhale, release the hands, slowly lower down towards the spine. And just windmill the legs from side to side, dropping the knees. Okay. We're going to roll up through the spine. So as you inhale, send the legs back. And as you exhale, come up, cross the feet. Take it back to your downward facing dog. Stepping the feet back on an inhale, lengthen through the arms, wrapping the triceps towards the ears. And exhale, Hasta Bandha. Pada Bandha engages the energy locks of the hands of the feet. As you inhale here, start to lift the right leg towards the sky. Find a 3-leg dog. As you exhale, round it forward, knee to nose, and drop the shin down towards the floor. As you inhale, start to float the left leg behind you. Find a nice long spine. You might choose to stay here. The gaze is just out ahead, just thinking about the length into the back of the neck here. If you want a variation, bending into the left knee, reaching the right hand forward on an inhale. And as you exhale, start to reach the hand back towards the ankle and press the foot up towards the sky, finding your tiger bind here. So if the foot feels a bit far away and you want to give this one a go, you can use some sort of strap like a dressing gown robe tie or something like this to just attach to the ankle that you can hold with the hand. Breathing for 1. And exhale, release the left knee behind the right. Shoelace pose or Gomukhasana. We're winging the feet out as far as we can and then filling the space behind us with our sit bones. There can always be a cushion to catch us here as well. Sit tall on an inhale. And as you exhale, start to fold forward. So you might have a block underneath the forehead to catch you. Or if you want, just think about rounding through the spine, lowering the hands or the forearms down towards the floor. Finding softness here into the outer glutes, into the spine, to the back of the neck. And exhale. Final breath. Releasing, exhale. Beautiful, everyone. Walk the hands forward again. We're going to find a pigeon towards the front of the mat. Sorry, that was my knee clicking. And then sliding the left toes away from you. As you inhale, grow tall through the spine to prepare. And as you exhale, start to hinge the hips forward, maybe making a pillow out of the hands. So we're not going to bring it up too far today. We're just moving through some nice stretchy postures. Keeping it nice and low towards the ground. No pressure. The energy is very steady, very still, very soft today. Taking one full breath. And exhale. Start to make your way back through seated. We're going to swing our left leg around. So putting our weight into our right sit bone. Keep the opening external rotation of the right leg here, so the right knee drops out. Finding your Janu Shirshasana, take an inhale, grow tall. And exhale, folding towards the left pinky toe. So keeping that flexion through the left foot tip. Bending the elbows out towards the side of your space. Hinging at the hips, moving the heart towards the shin. Exhale. Nice, everyone. Start to roll up through the spine. Drop the right hand behind you. Do you take a baby wild thing, lifting the hips, pressing into the right shin. Inhale. And exhale, release it down towards the floor. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then we're going to cross the legs, find our way to a downward facing dog. Taking an inhale here. And an exhale, reset for the other side. Left leg high, 3-leg dog. Exhale, knee towards the nose and drop the shin down towards the earth. So again, your options are available. You can keep the leg grounded. You can start to float the toes. Maybe you start to reach the left hand forward and find your tiger bind. So here, focusing on keeping the chest down towards the ground. The sole of the foot lifts towards the sky, finding our back bend. Breathing, inhale. And releasing the knee behind the left knee as you exhale. Wing the feet open, find your Gomukhasana legs, and exhale, send the sit bones back in between that space. Again, bring your pillow with you if that feels more comfortable. Grow tall on an inhale, and fold forward as you exhale, a block under the forehead. Forearms can melt down towards the ground or the hands. This can be a bit of an intense one, so if it does feel a bit icky into the knees, just lift the hips a bit higher by popping something else underneath the sit bones. It's always quite a helpful adaptation in this pose. Final breath. Exhale. Walking the hands forward, find your pigeon to the left. The left shin works the way to the top and release the right toes back. Inhale, lift through the heart space, and exhale to fold it forward. And again, something underneath that left glute, a cushion, a book, anything to elevate us here and support us in this shape. Maybe shifting the weight from side to side here if that feels nice. Sometimes I'm just in the mood to move a little bit more rather than keep the postures static. And walking up through the hands. Shift the weight into the left sit bone so you can bring the right leg around, finding your Janu to the other side. Grow tall on your inhale. And as you exhale, rotation and fold towards that right pinky toe. So you can hold anywhere down the leg that feels good. You can take the calf, the ankle, the foot. Again, you can find your strap and pop it around the inner arch of the foot here. Finding engagement between the left sole and the inner right thigh. And just notice if you just press into the inner seam of the thigh, it might just help shift the weight into the right leg a little bit. For me, that changes the sensations into my lower back. Final breath. And exhale. Rising on your inhale, drop the left hand behind, find your baby wild thing. Inhale to lift the hips and release down towards the ground. Exhale, so nice, everyone. We're going to arrive to a comfortable seat. So crossing the legs here, any which way that feels comfortable, or sitting back towards the heels if that feels better into your body. Grow tall through the spine on an inhale. And exhale, the palms face down on tops of the knees. And we're going to take a few moments here in our seated meditation. If you would rather, you can take your Shavasana. Otherwise, closing here today. And with every breath, starting to visualize the inhale beginning at the base of the spine, into the hip space, into the groins, and traveling up through the torso, into the lower ribs, into the lungs, into the chest, the heart space, all the way up through the back of the neck and into the crown of the head. And with every exhale, visualizing it travel all the way back down that same pathway. And doing this for a a few repetitions in your own time. And as the breath travels with our awareness, just noticing those small, undiscovered parts of the body that maybe we overlook, maybe we don't even know are there. The smallest of sensations. Maybe by closing the eyes down, it helps to take this process slightly more introspectively. Maybe with our inhale, we can create just an extra millimeter of space between the vertebrae. Elongating the pathway for our breath. Noticing how this can profoundly change our state. Bringing with us this extra little bit of spaciousness into the rest of our day. That one extra big breath that we can take if something tricky happens at work, with a relative, a friend, driving our car, any interactions that we can just pause, take a breath, let it go, and carry on. Bringing with us our practice off the mat as well as on the mat. Thanking yourself for showing up to your practice today. And keeping the sentiment for ourselves as well as offering it out to someone else. And keeping with us whatever quality from our practice that we would like to keep with us today. It's resting one hand on our heart and the other hand on top. Breathing in. Releasing your intention, exhale. Blinking the eyes open, bringing the hands to prayer, and resting the thumbs in the space between the brows. Bowing down to earth to close your practice today. Jai, everyone, it was a pleasure to guide you as always. Thank you.